On behalf of the entire Blackman-Leoni Township Department of Public Safety, I want to thank Granger and Dawn Foods for their donations to the department to fund the purchase of these 7 mass casualty trauma kits. We are extremely grateful for their support of the department. The project started in the middle of 2022 in light of some of the recent mass shootings that occurred in the United States, particularly the one in Highland Park, Illinois, and the one in Uvalde, Texas. One of the things that we as a department try to do is continuously review our capabilities and make sure that there are no weak spots or anything like that that we have to address. As part of this review, we kind of realized that there were a few areas of improvement that we could work on. One thing that's important to note is we are what is referred to as a fully consolidated Department of Public Safety. So every single officer here is fully cross-trained as a police officer, a firefighter, and either as a medical first responder, an EMT, or a paramedic. That means that we respond to all medical emergencies that occur in Blackman or Leoni townships. As part of this response, we have 2 medical quick response vehicles and 2 engines that are licensed by the state of Michigan as medical first responder vehicles. Each of these vehicles, and then all of our patrol cars and both our ladder trucks are equipped with medical bags, or what we call jump bags, and other medical equipment. All officers also carry a tourniquet on their person, and many of us have personal compact trauma kits that we carry on our person or in our patrol cars. So this is my tourniquet here. This is a compact trauma kit here. So we have the equipment and the training to respond to something like a active shooter situation, or somewhere where we have critical injuries from like a gunshot wound or a blast injury. The issue that we found is that our jump bags they're essentially large duffel bags, and they have they're more geared toward like medical emergencies or things that we do on a daily basis. So falls, heart attacks, trouble breathing, things like that. And they do have trauma supplies in there, but it's really only enough trauma supplies to treat 1 or 2 critically injured patients. We reached out to some area businesses and corporations to see if any had grant programs or donation programs that we could use to purchase the equipment to address this problem. Dawn Foods and Granger immediately responded and agreed to help us out with this, and with their generous contribution, we were able to purchase 7 of these kits. Each kit here, there's only 5 of them here, but each kit costs about $1,000 and contains enough supplies to provide initial treatment and triage to 5 to 10 patients, depending on the severity of their injuries. Each kit is a compact sling bag, so it lets us carry it hands-free. So here, one officer can throw this over their back and still have both their hands free to say drag a patient or carry a patient out of the building, or carry their long gun or light breaching equipment or anything else they would need in an active shooter situation. But say they come across a patient that requires the supplies in the kit, literally just spin the kit around, unzip it, take the supplies out, and they can do what they need to do, and then sling it back and keep moving. Say somebody has a traumatic injury to their arm or leg. There are arteries and major arteries in both your arms and your legs, and for example, your femoral artery, you can bleed out from an injury in your femoral artery in a matter of minutes. In fact, there are cases of people losing consciousness within 60 seconds of taking an injury there. So we have what's called a combat application tourniquet, and this can be applied one-handed or two-handed to an arm or a leg to immediately stop the bleeding. We carry them on our vests. Each of these bags has 8 of them. We also have what's called quick clot hemostatic combat gauze, and this would be used so if someone has a penetrating trauma wound to their shoulder area or pelvic area where you can't necessarily apply a tourniquet, but there are a lot of major blood vessels and arteries in there, and you can bleed out very quickly. And so what we would do with this is we would actually take the strip of gauze out of here and pack it into the wound. And then we could take a pressure dressing and wrap it around there to put pressure on the wound to hopefully stop the bleeding. If somebody has a gunshot wound to their chest, they can develop what's called a sucking chest wound or open pneumothorax. And that essentially means the chest wall has been punctured, the lung has been punctured, and it prevents them from being able to breathe properly. And so what we do is we have something called a chest seal, and we place this chest seal on the hole where the bullet or object went in. And if there's an exit wound, we put another one on there too. We also have nasal airways here that we can put into somebody's nose. This helps us keep their airway open, prevents them if they pass out from their tongue blocking their airway. We have petroleum gauze here that we will also use for an open pneumothorax, just like the chest seals here. So the 7 kits that Granger and Dawn Foods donated have been placed into service on some of the department apparatus here. So both of our medical quick response vehicles, Rescue 1 and Rescue 2, each have a kit. Both our engines have a kit. Tower 1 here has a kit, and then our on-duty supervisor's car and our Hummer armored vehicle has one as well. I mean, as shown by recent events, particularly the tragic thing that happened last night at MSU, I mean, this is a very real threat that we need to be prepared for and ready to respond to at a moment's notice. In closing, I just want to thank Granger and Dawn Foods for their contributions and for being here and helping us with this event today.
As Granger, this is needed. This is really needed, and so we're glad that we could step up and help them out. We want to make sure that our guys and our gals always have the best equipment out there. So it's extremely important that they have it, and then we're in a position to facilitate that. So we're glad they have it. Hopefully they'll never have to use it.
Why not? Would probably be the better answer. Safety is one of the utmost concerns we have as food manufacturers. We know what it means to our community. Scott is here representing our safety team, and much to your point, we're glad to have the kits. Pray to God we never have to use them, but certainly glad to be a part of supplying them.
Absolutely, and keeping people and safety a top priority. I think this is a great opportunity to partner with Blackman-Leoni and help support our first responders and the community that we've been a part of for more than a century.